This is graphing calculator basics in case you've never had one of these graphing calculators before. If you have a TI-83, this is very, very similar. Almost everything's the same, but there are a few things your calculator doesn't do. Hopefully you've clicked the on button. Once it's on, you have a screen. Yours is above, mine's off to the side so you can see it a little bit bigger. When you're looking at these videos, I suppose what's nice is if you're wondering what key I pressed or it goes too quick, you can see that down here. So this is called the home screen, and if you wanted to multiply or add or do whatever, that's on the home screen. If you're doing something else like staring at a graph and you want to get back to the home screen, we want to do quit. So you'll notice quit is in blue. The second button is blue, so I do second quit. I'm making this video for my AP Calculus AB class. And so something we always want to make sure, especially if you're in maybe physics, is that you're doing everything in radians. If you wanted to change anything, whatever's highlighted, and this is true in the menu, this is true all over the place, just press enter and then that changes. So if I want things in degrees, like I want to do sine of 90 degrees, hey, that's 1. But I should be in radians. So if I go back, and maybe this is something else, the nice part about these 84s is if you go up, you can see what you've done, enter, and it will just bring that back down. I can press enter again. I'll no longer get 1 because sine of 90 radians is a whole bunch of times around the unit circle. So if I wanted to do something equivalent, oh, pi is over here on the caret. So that's sine of pi divided by 2. You actually don't need this. You can do sine of pi halves like that, and we get that same one. You rarely need to close the parentheses if that's your last thing. And so, hey, that works out as well. Couple of other things you need to know. Let's say we wanted to graph. Basics of graphing are this window, y equals. I'll make a separate video on that. If you just look at the buttons or the printing on these buttons, almost everything is the same. The only thing that people really screw up, well, you notice it's actually, you can't screw it up here. Notice when I click the minus, it actually puts answer minus because this minus takes 2 terms. So if I wanted a negative in front, like -3, I have to use this negative down here. I think maybe the last thing you need to know is how to do powers, because 2 squared is no problem. There's a squared button. But I can't do 2 to the power of 3 by doing this little caret up here. Okay. If you have a TI-83, that's a little bit different. You'd have to go 2 to the power and it gives you the caret, and then you do 1 divided by 3. Well, I guess if I was doing the 1/3 power, that's obviously not the same as 2 cubed. That was ridiculous. Maybe we'll change that to 8 to the 1/3 power. Oh, that actually reminds me of something that might be useful. If you do second to the right, it'll jump all the way to the right-hand side of the expression. Second to the left is all the way to the left-hand side of the expression. But whatever.